Adventures of Dr. Arjun Rao and Meera, Episode 3, Part 1. Shadows on the Ghat. The Ghats of Varanasi were alive with fire and water. Smoke curled from funeral pyres, mingling with the incense of evening rituals. Bells rang out across the Ganga, each strike rolling through the twilight like a heartbeat. Pilgrims chanted, their voices woven into the river's eternal murmur. To most, the scene was sacred. To Dr. Arjun Rao, it was a labyrinth of whispers. He adjusted his satchel and scanned the crowd. Somewhere in this city of 1,000 alleys and 1,000,000 eyes, his rival had made his move. And the evidence, fragile as a thread of silk, had led him here. Rahul Sen had stolen something more dangerous than gold or manuscripts. He had taken an astrolabe, a brass disc etched with symbols older than the temples, older even than the Ghats themselves. Beside him, Meera pressed her scarf against her mouth, less against the smoke than the weight of the moment. "You're certain?" she asked. Arjun's reply was grim. He wouldn't have risked showing his face here unless the rumors were true. The astrolabe points to the western Ghats, to a relic hidden centuries ago, the Eye of Ananta Shesha. She frowned. "The cosmic serpent," he nodded. "The one on whom Vishnu rests. Ananta, the infinite coils. Legends say one of his eyes fell to earth in the age before history. Whoever looks into it sees not only the past, but the future. Every triumph, every betrayal, every end. Imagine the power in Rahul's hands if he finds it." Meera's eyes hardened. "He won't." From the steps below, Balram the camel groaned, unimpressed by the holy city, its crowded Ghats, or the notion of cosmic relics. He had been smuggled into Varanasi by boat, a feat Meera still swore had been easier than smuggling Arjun past customs officers in Tibet. Now the camel glared at the flames as though personally offended by their lack of hay. Arjun suppressed a smile. Even in shadow, Balram reminded him that legends were not the only things with tempers. They descended to the Ghats' edge, where boatmen called offers and children sold marigold lamps to float upon the water. Arjun bought two, lit them carefully, and set them adrift. One spun in a slow circle, its flame steady. The other was swallowed by the current and vanished into the dark. "An omen?" Meera asked softly. "An answer," Arjun said. "We're already too late. Rahul has set sail. The Bazaar of Secrets." They found him first in words, not in sight. A spice merchant, his tongue loosened by coin, confessed that a foreign-faced man had purchased rare ink and maps. A boatman swore he had ferried the same man upriver, with a chest wrapped in oilcloth. At a Bakali tea shop, a boy no older than 10 whispered of a campfire lit on the riverbank outside the city, where the man and his followers plotted their route west. Piece by piece, Rahul's trail unfolded. "He's moving fast," Meera said as they emerged into the night market. Lanterns swung overhead, throwing patches of red and gold across the cobblestones. Stalls crowded with brassware, puppets, and embroidered silks pressed against them. The smell of fried pakoras hung in the damp air. Too fast, Arjun studied a set of clay figurines, gods with wide eyes and painted smiles while his mind worked. He's not cautious, he's confident. The astrolabe has given him more than directions. It's given him certainty. He believes the eye is his. Meera's jaw clenched. "Then we break his certainty." From behind a curtain of beads, a voice slipped into their ears. "Breaking Rahul Sen is not so easy." Arjun turned. A figure sat cross-legged on a rug, surrounded by amulets and trinkets. His beard was streaked with white, his eyes too clear for his age. A mystic, or a con man, perhaps both. "You know him?" Arjun asked. The man chuckled. "Everyone who deals in shadows knows him. He pays well and trusts little. He bought my silence once. Tonight, I sell my words to you." Arjun hesitated, then handed over a few rupees. The man pocketed them without looking. "He seeks the serpent," the mystic said. "The eye that sees all. The astrolabe is the key, but it is not the door. The door lies in the western Ghats, carved into a cliff where the jungle kisses the river. Many have died seeking it. The serpents guard their own." Meera leaned closer, and Rahul, the mystic's smile faded. "He has already gone to meet them." Shadows in pursuit, the trail grew colder as the night deepened. Arjun and Meera left the bazaar, slipping into the maze of alleys where walls leaned close as though whispering. Balram followed reluctantly, hooves clattering on stone. Somewhere in the darkness, another set of footsteps echoed theirs. "Someone's tailing us," Meera murmured. Arjun nodded, quickened his pace, then suddenly veered into a side alley. They waited, pressed against the damp wall, until a shadow slid past. A man tall, with the stance of a soldier. Not Rahul, but one of his hirelings. Arjun's pulse quickened. Rahul was covering his tracks. He knew they were coming. When the alley emptied again, Arjun whispered, "We leave tonight." Meera raised an eyebrow, and Balram snorted, as if answering for himself. Arjun smiled grimly. "We'll take the train to Mumbai, then into the Gutsa. If Rahul believes he is being hunted by serpents alone, he is mistaken. This is our chase now." A last glimpse of Varanasi. Before dawn, they returned to the Ghats. The river was quiet, smoke drifting like veils above the water. Arjun stood with his hands clasped, watching the flames reflect on the surface. He thought of the legends Ananta coiled beneath the universe, infinite and patient. bearing the weight of creation. A serpent whose eye could see all threads of time. What would it show, Rahul? Power? Wealth? Or the ruin that always follows greed? Meera joined him, her voice soft. If the eye truly shows the future, what will it show you? Arjun's gaze never left the river. I don't want to know. Some doors are meant to remain closed until you reach them. Ballroom bellowed from the steps above, impatient for departure. Arjun turned away from the river, from the flames, from the city that had whispered its secrets. The chase had begun, and in its shadow, the eye of the cosmic serpent waited.